thing that we look for when we talk about drives. What?
Storage size.
Storage size, okay? Because that's the whole point. The whole point of a drive is storage, okay? So the single most important thing that people look at is storage space. So that's going to be our number one thing that we need to make sure that we're keeping track of when people are giving these presentations, okay? What's the second biggest thing that people usually look for when they're buying a drive?
Cost.
The cost, right? See how I asked the question so that you know the answer? Okay, so cost. But cost is relative on the size of the drive. So we're going to say cost per gigabyte. How do we figure that? That's not on our chart. I'm going to ask you to figure it out as we're going through the presentations, not the person standing up here, people that aren't standing up here. So how do we figure it out? Easy. Let's say the cost was $50 and it's a 1 terabyte drive. We're doing it per gigabyte, so we wouldn't divide it by 1, we divide it by 1,000, okay? And then we're going to get a price in, it's going to be like 0.0 something or point something something. It's going to be in cents, okay? How many cents does it cost per gig depending on the drive? So that's going to be the second thing that we're going to make sure we're keeping track of.
It's 5 cents.
Okay? That would be 5 cents. That's not a real number, but it's going to be between 3 cents and 50 cents, depending on whether we're talking solid states and which solid states and what kind of. So it's going to be somewhere, but that's an important thing, okay? Because if we see that we're spending more per gig, we might switch to a larger drive or a smaller drive, depending on which one, okay? So the number two, we're going to say cost, and in particular, we're going to pay attention to that cost per gigabyte. After that, after those things, then what is paramount for us? What's our number 3 thing probably that we want to know when we look at the how good or how fast a hard drive is?
Our read, right?
Okay, our speed. Okay, so speed. Now speed is different for the different kind of drives. Okay, so in fact I go to a new slide. Okay, so speed, cost is the same, size is the same whether we're talking about solid states or whether we're talking about traditional hard drives. But when we talk about speed, we have different things to look at. Okay, first of all, let's talk about traditional drives. What's one speed we look at traditional drives, Jesse?
The spinning disc.
Okay, our RPM. RPM makes a difference for everything else. Okay, it determines the other speeds. What's one of the other speeds that we look at?
Read-write speed.
Okay, our read-write, our access time, our access latency, depending on which one you looked up. I'm going to write latency because that's what most people first block or second block had on theirs. It's the amount of time it takes to get to the data, okay, which is determined directly by the RPM. These two are highly linked. When we look at all the 7,200 RPM speeds today, the access times or the latencies are going to look remarkably similar. When we look at the ones that are slower, they're going to look remarkably similar. Okay, so these are kind of all linked. What's the last thing? What's the last speed that we can look at when it comes to a drive?
Read and write. Cache. Buffer speed. Transfer.
Yeah, transfer. How fast does it actually get to the computer? Okay, IOPS matter and our read-write speeds matter. But all those are going to figure out, and kind of the biggest next one is our transfer speed, okay? Because they're all going to be SATA 3 drives, but you're going to see our SATA 3 drives that are spinning don't access any of the capability of SATA 3, where our solid state ones are almost at the speed of SATA 3. Okay, so those are the speeds that we're looking at. This is for a traditional drive. The only difference in a solid state, I'm going to go to a different color or go to green. We don't look at RPMs, right? That means nothing. But what can make the difference on how good a drive is when we're talking about solid states? The architecture that it's used makes a huge difference. Okay? This is, if you guys have read this and understand this, this is how many parts of a cell get written to at the same time. Okay? So if a solid state has one cell, obviously it has millions, but it has one cell, then how many things get written to the one cell? In an SLC drive, one thing gets written to it. In an MLC drive, two things get written to it. In a TLC drive, we'll pretend this is in the middle, three things get written to it. So if it's writing to the same spot multiple times, it's going to slow down the drive. So SLC drives are faster than MLC drives, which are faster than TLC drives. The other thing that this impacts is the durability of the drive, because it's not these that wear out, it's this whole thing that wears out. So every time it writes to the cell, it can write up to three things, where on an MLC you can only write two things, and SLC thing can only write one thing. So it uses the cells more on a TLC drive and progressively less on until you get to an SLC drive. So they wear out faster. Okay, so this one is the cheapest, this one is the most expensive, this one is the most durable, this one wears out the fastest on that little thing. Okay, did anybody find one that was an SLC drive for theirs? Did you?
Have both.
Can't have both.
Oh, mine
this
said
one side says
It's either SLC, TLC, or
it
MLC.
said SLC and TLC.
Mine said SLC and TLC.
Yeah, that's what mine said.
I don't know. You're gonna have to show me. Maybe they use different parts different ways. I've never heard of that before. Okay. Usually the cells write one way or the other way. Okay. The other thing that we've got in this is IOPS. Okay. Which is how fast it can read and write, and then this transfer rate is the same kind of transfer rate that we had on a solid state drive. On a regular drive. So this kind of compares to that, but not really. This is how I can compare other solid states to each other. You can't use that to compare to this because it's so much faster than this. It's like, I don't know what poor comparison this would be. Like horsepower to an actual mule. I don't know.
Horsepower to a mule.
Yeah, horsepower in a car. It's got. You can't compare those two. Okay, to an actual horse. There we go, horse and buggy. Anyway, so transfer rate compares directly the same though, and we'll see the differences on those. So those are things to pay attention to as we go to our presentations. If your presentation is not ready, obviously we won't see it up here. So if it's not up here, we have enough to fill up today's time. Hopefully all these other ones are done for next class, but obviously we're going to take a little hit on the presentation if we're not done.
You said you're not going to make a little chart for us. What should we put on the chart?
That's what I just told you. That was the whole point of this. Here is to show you. You're going to put. Keep track of how big they are, the cost per gig, and then the speeds, whether it's on a traditional drive, the RPM, latency, and transfer rate, or whether it's TLC, MLC, the IOPS, and the transfer rate. Those 5 things.
Just write down everything.
Okay. What?
Yes. Can I do 4 terabytes instead of 3? Because this is the same company and this has 5
Okay, sure. At this point, I don't want you worrying about it. What? You got it? Is everybody got it down? Oh my gosh. I didn't have to do this the last class at all. They were just like, okay.
That's because there's 4 people.
There's 5.
5?
Yeah.
It's Sharon, Rissa, sophomore.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
3 sophomores.
Sharon, Rissa, Kyle, Tyler, and Jason. Jason Scott.
Jason
It
Scott.
looks just like that. What? Okay, we ready to spin? I'm ready to spin.
Wait, what was the very last one on
that? So, yay, Miss Abner. You don't even have to worry about it because you're first. Oh, you want to put it up one more time?
Yeah.
Really, what's so hard about that?
That transfer time.
Transfer rate.
Does it I get bonus points for going first?
Absolutely.
Yes! Let's
Not.
go. What?
Wait, I thought
He
you
said
did.
no
Absolutely.
earlier. Okay, so no.
He said he wasn't accepting volunteers.
So do you need a
Yes.
brand name,
Super.
need a person
Heck,
name,
oh,
or what's
why?
your person name? Is person name
Yeah, front and back.
is person name more important than brand name?
What?
Person name, like Savannah Abner's. Blah, 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 blah.
Wait, do we have to put our fictional names too
I didn't put fictional.
under it?
This is my own
Representative
company.
Bilbo Swaggets represented the advisor. That's what I did.
I did. So
Here's
Fuck,
how
no, no,
creative.
because frickin-
I'm gonna show you one from last block.
Freaking
Sure.
Bilbo's had
Yeah.
Please
five
don't show it
Kyle.
right before
Bilbo's had
mine.
5 jobs
Kyle's.
already. I don't think he's doing too good.
Please don't right before mine.
No, show Kyle's.
You wanna see Kyle? So they went on. See her company was called the Computer Ram. She made a whole company up. She gave me a whole background on the company.
you told us you didn't want that though.
What?
You told us you
No,
didn't
no,
want
no,
I
to.
did
you
not
don't-
say that. I said
Yes,
you were
you
supposed
def-
to make up a distribution
No, he did.
company.
He told us he did not want to
You
hear
said
all
you
that.
didn't want to hear all the background crap though. Yeah,
Yes, you
Yeah,
did. You might
you
can
did.
go back. and-
Okay,
listen,
10
go find
kids
the
cannot
account.
be wrong.
And that you should.
Yeah.
Here's oh no, not Kyle's.
Here, I'll look it
No,
up.
show Kyle's.
No, Tyler's was better.
Oh no.
Tyler's
That
was
sounds like
Ogre
something.
Drives.
Oh.
In the background of his company. Wait, where's the? There we go. Background of his
Oh
company.
no.
Why is he?
Why?
Isn't that great?
Well, I'm not this
That's
creative.
where they were. That's a swamp in California, or a swamp in Louisiana.
So we had to make a whole.
We're gonna find it on the calendar where you said you didn't
No,
want
you
it.
didn't have to. You just got bonus points if you did.
What?
Now you
Well,
both
that's-
are-
Grade back up. So I know what to do to get my grade back up.
I didn't say you had to, but they got bonus points for just going above and beyond.
Do I get bonus points?
Yeah,
for
I
going
get bonus
first?
points if I make a small little clip of you in your head.
Do I get bonus points for going first?
No, that would not be bonus
Wait,
points.
doesn't he have
Okay, go
Do I
ahead,
get
Miss
bonus points for
Abner.
going first?
No.
That
Well,
would get you
shit.
points. That would get you
Look.
You
points.
should
Yeah,
know that.
no,
You weren't supposed to
Leo.
be. You even had your own.
But it was my name, so I thought that had to be.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so Savannah's Super Tech Supply. I'm going to be showing you some hard drives today. So the Asus Prime B250 Plus motherboard is the motherboard that is going to be holding the hard drives. So it's a home motherboard. It runs at DDR4 2400. The types of hard drives that are accepted for it are 6 SATA 3s, 1 M2 socket with type 2242, and 1 M.2 socket with all those types.
And you guys don't have to read that. You can just say 6 SATA 3s and 2 M2 sockets. You don't have to read everything on your thing.
So a little bit about my company. One of the company, or the, how do I say it? The distributions that I'm going to be showing is Western Digital. The headquarters is located in San Jose, California. It was founded on April 23rd, 1970, so they've been in service for 47 years. They're one of the largest computer hard disk drive companies in the world. There's our company. There's the company and the where the headquarters is located. And the second company is going to be Samsung. Samsung headquarters are located in South Korea. The company was founded on March 1st, 1938 by this man. Samsung sells cell phones, tablets, television, desktop, laptops, memory storage, and multiple accessories.
Now, why do you guys even say the buy? Why didn't you say it was founded in 1938? Let us read it. You don't have to say words or buy this dude,
I did.
right?
This is our company, and there is birds.
Excuse me, that's just a country of South Korea. There are no points. I don't know where.
Mel, I just pointed to it where it's bolded and starred, alright? Okay, why am I here? I'm going to be showing you a 250 gigabyte solid state drive for the home motherboard and a 1 terabyte SATA hard drive for the home motherboard. Here's our. So the Samsung 860 EVO series 250 gigabyte SSD. Why is this all coming in separate? It's a 250 gigabyte. The transfer rate is 6 gigabytes per second. It has a 3.2% failure rate. The speed is 550 megabytes for read per second for read and 520 megabytes per second for write. The IOPS is up to 90,000 for write and 98,000 for read, and it's a 3-bit MLC, and so since it's MLC, it means that it's double the amount of bits per cell.
Okay, see you there. Okay,
I'm just
I'll tell you
putting
right-
my
okay,
pictures
so on this one, here's the big thing. The read speed's always faster than the write, and it's almost at SATA 3, right? The SATA 3 limit is 600 megabytes per second, and it's transferring on a read at 550, so it's almost at the maximum speed that you can get for a SATA 3. And then the IOPS is the next thing to pay attention to. I don't know why everybody, it must be that way on the slides, right? I don't know why it doesn't go read write and then read write when you put it on your slide, because it should be that way, because it obviously reads always faster than a write. So the IOPS is 98,000 and 90,000. That's a number that we need to think about as we're comparing this with the other ones that we're going to see today, and it's MLC. Okay, I'm good.
He said. Wait, sorry. Pretty good. Okay, well, sorry, Cole.
Okay.
So the warranty is a 5-year limited warranty, and it costs $94.99.
Okay, before we click on anything, how much is that per gig? Somebody divide 95 by 250. Hit the calculator button on your laptop. You don't need a calculator. Everybody's on.
38 cents.
How much?
38 cents.
So 38 cents per gig.
It's a
Okay.
lot. It's a lot.
38 cents per gig for this one.
You want me to push my link?
We're gonna, yeah, you can click your link for a 250 gig Samsung.
One.
Okay, so while we're here, I want you to go to the 500 gig. So the price went up to 149 and 170. Well, the calculator's out. Divide 150 by 500. You're gonna see how
30 cents. 30 cents.
30 cents. So it goes down to 30 cents to the 500. Click on the 1 terabyte. Now divide 300 by 1,000. It's gonna be 30 cents.
30
again.
cents.
Okay. Now go to the 2 terabyte and divide 844 by 2,000.
42%.
42. Okay.
42 cents.
So we see on these Samsungs that the smaller size, they're more expensive. There's some price in the middle that it gets the lowest, which was at the 500 gig and the 1 terabyte, down to 30% or 30 cents, and then it goes up again because the bigger drives end up being much more expensive. Okay. So it goes up again. So the sweet spot with Samsung is a 500 or 1 terabyte drive. You get the most for your money. Okay? And they're all the same structure in TLC and stuff. Okay? I'm sorry, MLC, not TLC. MLC.
Okay, so our next hard drive is the Western Digital Blue 1 terabyte desktop hard disk drive. It's 1 terabyte. The transfer rate is 6 gigabytes per second. It has a 4.1% failure rate. The speed is 7,200 rotations per minute. The access time is 4.16. The read-write speed, or I don't know how this works, is 30 for read and write, 65 for read, and then 350 non-operating. And then the buffer size is 64 megabytes.
Find the one, change three.
On what? On an export drive?
Okay, let's see our
It
price
doesn't
of
really
this.
have a rewrite speed.
So what I would transfer.
Okay, so $49. Let's divide 49 by 1,000.
Did you 4 cents.
Okay, so 4.9 cents.
Yeah.
But so we're at 5 cents versus 30 cents. So it's how many times more expensive for a solid state? 6 or more times more expensive, depending on which size of solid state we're looking at. Okay.
So it has a 2-year limited warranty, and it is $48.89. Do you have any book on this link?
No.
Check hard drive, yeah. With the specs.
Any questions?
Actually, I do want to go back.
Go back.
I take it back. You just keep it. You hit Alt Tab because you're in. Yeah.
Did it go to Chrome again?
Just.
Oops.
So
I
it's
can
open in
that.
Firefox. That's okay. Just go to Firefox.
There it is.
Go down. Let's go to the specifications because there are some specs there that I didn't see.
Half of them are on here.
Hardly anymore.
Yeah.
Mine was
So,
too.
yeah. I had to
Look
like
them up
do a
on
whole
Western
bunch. Yeah, a
Digital.
whole bunch of different charts on Western Digital.
Okay.
Go back here.
Yeah, it's fine. Keep it back.
I
So the
saved it.
transfer could just be the 3.0.
Any questions?
Anybody have any questions for Savannah before we move on?
When we're done, can we go back?
Hey, you can go back anytime you want to. That's why we
Here's
record
my
them.
works cited page.
Yeah.
What do you want me to go back to?
Oh
wait, do you know-
Specifications on the second one.
No, mine was an MDPS.
What was your number? What was your number?
You need to be patient. You got all these things in there, and now it's like.
I thought that was I thought those all came in together, but
Here we go.
600 MDPS.
Yeah, those aren't really the rewrite speeds of it. Because we don't have a transfer rate on here. The actual
Those have
transfer
a
rate.
transfer rate on the hard disk drive.
And she lives in
Break
Mount
it.
Everybody else did.
Well, on the rubric, on the hard disk drive, I don't think there was a transfer rate.
See, transfer
One
rate.
buffer.
No.
74 megabytes.
Transfer.
That's for the, what'd you get wrong?
I didn't put a transfer rate on this
one,
one.
right?
He did.
One thing on there.
Sure.
Yeah, because it
She only
says.
missed 3.
It's right there.
There's a
So
second
what
one,
else did I
man.
miss?
Now that's the theoretical transfer
Yeah.
rate of SATA. That's not the transfer rate of the
Oh,
drive.
yeah.
Well, that's what I did.
Transfer rate.
Well, I could not
No.
find it on South
It's not the
Side.
transfer rate of the drive.
Come on.
That's of a cable
That's-
connected to the drive. Who's next? Go ahead and close this, and you can spin for the next person.
Wait, where's it at though? Never
Smart
mind.
board.
We'll just close this first. Close it.
It wasn't on the 3.
I don't like spinning wheel.
Okay, go back. There we go. One more. There you go. Just click a little bit
Why
anywhere.
do they make this picture so big?
And the next one is.
Never read it.
Well, let me share it. My share button is actually not on. Hey, look! It's actually not. Stop doing stuff.
Quit it with those Jacob
Oh,
excuses.
like, let me click on my share button.
Hey, do you think there's for someone?
Someone.
Because
What was the
Do you read it?
you could,
Who's on your
IPS
bar?
up to?
Because mine was like
Does anybody have the
well, that's not
IPS?
true. Just
Ow.
write and put little squares around it.
Stop it! I didn't even do the card.
Well, you can be yours.
Hey, I had a Samsung 860 Evo series.
He still letting you bring it.
Wow, you really did.
I think that's what you were doing.
I wrote come down, honestly.
No, I'm saying like he's doing.
I just wrote what I thought might be important.
Which was nothing.
It's on there somewhere.
Okay, can you pull this one up?
It'll be on the last page.
I don't know. It's like when I walked in, like trying to share
And
it.
some of it you can't read on purpose because I couldn't
So
read
the
the
size
picture I got.
is,
I wish I
the
did.
Samsung was 250.
Except
I just got a
for
script. Jesus.
the access. Alright, don't bring him into this.
I was putting on
I
video.
didn't even put it on there.
Size is 250.
Is the interface?
Yes.
That's yours, Ellie. That's yours, sorry.
You could save it as a PowerPoint. Just upload it.
Hey Savannah,
I don't
what was
understand-
your IOPS or whatever?
Well,
She
you
put-
should do something.
I don't understand any of this.
Oh.
I don't know. God interface on yours.
Well, interface is like what it connects to, so like,
Say to 60.
yeah, that's it, that's what mine is connected with.
That's what mine.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant, because interface, I was like, hey,
That's
something
my
else.
Chrome.
It's a little
My Chrome
That's,
space.
I wonder if that's why.
So what is this essay? Oh, Ellie.
No, it's confusing.
Good. What code's they call it?
Yeah, you woman's down.
Speed. Is this the RPM? No.
Okay, we'll upload it.
Yeah, sorry. I can go next if you want.
No, Colton's getting it.
Can I use the restroom real quick?
No. Yeah.
When do we have to have the test retaken by?
Well, the end of the quarter.
So March 9th. So next week.
Yeah, my grade for intro went down to a lot.
What?
Like 4%.
Yeah.
I still have like a 70 some in here because I have a 0 on that memory log phase.
Oh, if you got it
Fixed?
right?
I got it
Okay.
fixed.
Did you email me?
No.
I emailed you the first time. I don't think I emailed you after that.
I don't
No,
think
but I
it's
said
important.
it in class.
Yeah, that
And
didn't
then,
remind
yeah.
me later.
Mine went down, but
Yeah.
then she didn't put
There's
anything
no
else in the
Email
group.
me right now.
Alright.
While we're sitting here,
Yeah,
so I
me
remember
too.
when I do
I had
read
an
later.
86.
Transfer rate
Hey
6.
now.
So her transfer rate's wrong.
You got it
right?
up yet?
Go kill yourself.
No, I know what.
Well, I know it's true.
Look at PowerPoint.
So like just don't. I'm just gonna put no solution. IUPS for so the higher one is always read, right?
Mine's actually right there if you just want to.
You uploading, Everman?
No, how'd you do the, wait.
Colton's not smart enough to use a computer.
Okay, never mind.
You get it uploaded. We'll go ahead and go to Ellie because she's chopping it. She's ready to go.
Yeah, unlike you.
Sorry, Jesse. Then you can get
Where's your rubric at?
Oh, it's
What
on
does
my
this
table.
even mean, Ellie?
No.
You like the notes are gone. I'm just gonna wait. I'll just wait a little bit because I don't even understand what I'm writing down. It just like stresses me out. Because
I feel like I'm sitting too close. So I can make you guys nervous sitting here.
Yeah.
You are.
Am I?
He's just
Well,
in the
I'm over here
back.
looking at your back, so.
You sit like sit Hunter's here in the corner, or just sit in the corner.
You can
Sit
walk
in
out
Hunter's
of the
seat.
room.
Well, I can't sit over there because I can't see you.
Mr.
And
Poole,
then
you
make
can
Hunter
just leave
sit
the
back.
room and watch the cameras.
Okay.
It's still weird because you look this way and he's right there.
Go ahead.
Junie B's HDs. A little bit about Junie B's HDs. We were founded in 1992 by Barbara Park. We have sold about 60 million hard drives locally. Our headquarters are located in Mount Holly, New Jersey, that's a little picture of the town, and that's the town.
Mount Holly, what? New Jersey?
Yep.
Are you
Okay.
Fun fact, Barbara Park is actually who wrote Junie B. Jones. This is for, all the hard drives are for my gamer motherboard, which was the Asus ROG Zenith Extreme. And it has 6 SATA, 6 gigabyte, and 3 M2 sockets.
What's the ROG stand for then?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I thought it was just the
Public of
name.
Gamers. No.
What?
Public of
Public of
Gamers.
Public of Gamers.
I'm not a gamer, so. What you wanted was 2 terabyte SSD and a 6 terabyte SATA. And actually it was 5, but you told us to change it to 6. Yeah, you did.
Said you could. I didn't tell you to.
You told us to.
Just to find a 5-year warranty, you had to, basically.
That's not true.
A little
There's
bit
one found.
about Samsung. They're located in Seoul, Korea, South Korea. They were founded in 1938 by Lee Young-chul. In 1990, Samsung became the world leader in chip production. Samsung typically sells about $1.3 billion annually. That's the topic.
Unless he's specific together.
That's exact. I like that one.
I chose the 2 terabyte solid state drive. It was the Samsung 860 EVO series, and it's 2 terabyte. It is $649. The transfer rate is 550 megabytes per second. The form factor is M2. Why are you shaking your head?
I don't think that's a transfer rate. I think you pulled that off a different Samsung drive.
Sorry, but that's what it told
Let's see
me.
if Hunter comes up with a different transfer
I
rate.
had a different transfer rate.
I don't even think I have one on there, so you can.
I honestly don't know
At
if
least
I have
I
one there.
tried. The form factor is M2, 2,280. The warranty is 5 years, and the read speed is 90,000, and the write speed is 42,000. It is MLC 3-bit, and it lasts about 1.5 million.
The only reason I say that is I think that's the transfer rate for the Samsung 860 Evo series that's in the SATA drive.
It's not an M2.
Not for an M2. If it was, then
So
why
what-
would you buy an M2? Because you just gave me the same transfer rate as the regular SATA.
Well, I'll check
That's
that.
a SATA transfer rate, not a PCI transfer rate.
Okay, well,
I'm just gonna erase the form
It was
factor.
rough,
Wait,
so-
wait, it is.
Hold on.
You understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's just.
It might be wrong. It probably is wrong.
Well,
but-
yeah, it's wrong.
Here's the one.
So, is everybody done?
No.
No.
Two more.
Keep it there for a second. I'm looking at Hunter's
Does this-
presentation.
You can actually
Does
go
that look
online
right?
and click on it.
Well, there's
It
mine.
does-
I
Did we have the
checked
same
it.
one?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
why
definitely
didn't
didn't know that.
Well, here.
we? I only thought we had
So
the
650
Western Digital.
divided by 2,000, right? Divided by 'cause there's 1,000, yeah.
How much is it?
It is so it's 0.325.
So 32.
So about 33
.5.
cents
I'll get to
per
run like erase parts of it, scribble it,
per gig. Speed
try and learn how to make old handwriting.
is, well, I don't know why your speed.
How can we
You
do
put
that?
speed under transfer
What?
rate.
Picture.
Open the trace.
I just kind of scribbled. And he doesn't really
Sorry.
check it.
Well, so the, what if I got an
I'm just
M2?
gonna-
I couldn't find an M2 speed. Hey,
Hold
back,
on.
back.
I was tired of everybody critiquing me.
Shoot flames, apples at
We're just looking for the most accurate information. I'm pulling up the Samsung thing.
Okay, pull it up.
Well, technically the speed would have to be. No, this is a solid state, right?
I don't think I have like half of my information.
I know I'm
It's
missing
really slow.
I couldn't find the
What'd you say?
MTBF for
Yeah, they're slow.
I'm not on yours. I'm on his.
He's on mine.
Well, they're all slow. My brother's is super fast, actually.
Hello. How many slides is yours?
it is
Yeah, Ellie, I believe
Scroll
my
with
form
10
factor
slides.
speed.
So right here it says it's 3,500 megabits per second
Well,
Put that on my slide.
read, and write is 2,100 or 3,500 and 2,100, which does make sense.
These?
No, up there.
Transfer rate.
Your
Okay,
transfer
so what's the transfer rate?
is 3,500 megabits per second read and 2,100 megabits per second write, which makes sense. You're paying more for an M2 drive. It should be getting the information much faster than limit up and
Restate
I
one
don't
more
know.
time.
I don't know where it
the
is.
other one's on even
What
rougher.
was the right? Did anyone catch the right?
3,000.
2,100? Okay.
What's
Put
the
that on
both
my
of
slide.
What's
I'm
both of them?
changing your slide for you.
Then I'll do it. Can you toss it over?
Well,
See,
this-
okay, so it
this-
says right
this
here,
proportional?
50, yeah, I see where you found it, because even the Samsung site says the same thing.
So what is it, actually?
Oh my gosh.
Trying to find the Samsung Magician.
So 3,500 and 2,100.
25.
3,500
read. 2,100 right.
So I got that down now. I'm just gonna delete that.
No, that's a completely different one. You have a 1 terabyte. Ours is 2.
It's probably more correct than it was anyway. So how'd you find that? He was to Amazon, so everyone check Amazon.
I was on the Amazon site that said that, but the Samsung site says different, which makes me think this is really weird.
Maybe you should just take transfer rate off of the solid state drives.
Yes.
Right now.
This is Vicky. I have the same thing popped up just like Sarah.
You don't have to-
Okay, I'll be back with you in just a couple minutes.
Okay, fine.
You could leave now.
What?
That's where you're gonna, I mean, class.
Which one's the?
Why don't we just go take a field trip and see what's going on? And you
Yeah,
can teach
Just
us
going
one.
to some infected website and it's popping up with this dinosaur.
It is dinosaur.
I told you,
So-
550, 520.
It just
I'm looking at.
Can we
That's
take
for
a,
1 terabyte,
we
right?
take a
So
class?
That should be. That's a regular drive. That's not an MT drive. It should be 550, 520 on that one. Hers is
I'm
not.
about to change my whole project.
Yeah, see, we need another day.
I don't even know.
Where'd you even find that?
I only found this on Amazon. But I have a
It's a
M3.
really
I don't know
it's
how
a
to
really
use
mission down.
I figured out my
There,
Google
see,
thing.
right here on
What's M2?
M2 Drive,
Why
it
does it just
says
have a lot of numbers?
3,500 and
letters.
2,100.
So I just put down all
That's
the
one that's
terabyte
like-
Wait, it's
because I don't have
2,100?
any
This-
meeting. So once I put them
Oh
all
wait,
on
I'm
there.
looking at the 2
Ew.
terabyte.
I just
Yeah,
put
that is the
everything
2
on
That's the
there.
one that we
I
did.
was like, that way I
It
can't
says
miss
the
it.
same.
Okay, go.
Mr. Cole, I figured out my Google thing.
Okay, go ahead. We're ready.
Because I didn't.
Okay. About Western Digital, their headquarters are located in San Jose, I'm assuming, California. They were founded in
You said it correctly.
You did no. I just what else? San Joe's, California.
They were founded April 23rd, 1970 by Alvin B. Phillips. They roughly bring in $19 billion a year and they employ about 80,000 people. Beautiful picture. And the little town. This is, I chose the Western Digital Black 6 terabyte data. And it is $246. The transfer rate's probably wrong, but I have 227 megabytes.
No,
of
that is right.
Woo!
That's the transfer rate I'm talking about. Because a traditional drive can't sustain the same transfer rate as a solid state. So while a solid state said 550, this is half that because it's spinning and it can't keep the data flowing,
Really?
right?
So
That's the downside. It's not just how fast it can find the data, how fast can it sustain the reading of the data. So even though it's really a SATA 2 speed, right? SATA 2 is 300 megabytes per second. SATA 3 is 600. SATA 3 didn't come out for traditional drives. They can't keep SATA 3 speeds. Only solid states can come close
It's
to
4
SATA
cents.
3
It's
speed.
4 cents per gigabyte.
Okay, it lasts about 1.5 million hours. The warranty is 5 years. Could not find the access time anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Anywhere, literally, I swear.
It's okay. I'm just happy you got the transfer rate.
I don't have the access.
The speed is 7,200 RPMs and the buffer size is 120 megabytes.
So would it be okay if you
$246.
just the speed back for that?
I obviously won't ask you access time if there is none on a
Well, yeah.
presentation. Unless I say, who had no access time on that presentation?
People.
I'm just,
I think I have access time. I hope.
go ahead, Ellen.
Hold on.
So should I just put nothing for the single level segments? Let's go.
What was it both do?
Ooh, I don't know what happened there.
Shift F5.
I thought you needed to start the presentation.
Really? That's
Okay,
a lot.
we're gonna have to.
Shift
I don't need that now because I always go slideshow, current slide. So I don't
Any
know.
questions?
What, go back to the slide.
What am I
Did you
doing?
have a works cited that I missed?
I haven't gotten to there
Okay,
yet.
okay.
Yeah, Mr.
Whoa.
Okay.
Smarty pants, minus 3.
Whatever, there's your works cited.
Is it in alphabetical order?
Yeah.
Good job.
Yep.
It is. But
Excellent
technically-
job, Ellie. Are you ready, Mr. Everman?
Yeah. Sweet.
I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't have the answer, so what am I supposed to do?
You know, right? That 3.0 stuff, but.
Your links work? I don't know where to find the single level sound. I just saw it was 2. Did you go to this website, Colton?
No.
That's the website I found myself on. It's just.
There's literally hardly any
Well, what
specification.
is there a
about it.
difference between SL's single level sub cache and
That's what I did all mine on Western Digital.
Western Digital is easy because you could actually go to their website and find the specifications.
well, what does a M22280 mean? No.
It's an M.2.
Well, yeah, but there's one that doesn't have.
Was yours a pro,
2280.
Ellie?
It's just
What?
a model number.
Was yours a pro or not a pro?
It was Evo.
But here,
No, it's just the Evo series.
it was just the Evo.
M2.
It was 860.
M2 2280.
Oh, was it 860?
Yeah.
22,860.
Yeah.
Can you
Oh, that's-
40 minutes to tell
Sound
me?
song.
How do you have 12 minutes to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? You want to?
Look at that. That one does say the same speed you had on.
It's
So I wonder if the 860,
Sort of random.
that's the difference between the 860 and the 960 that we got fast
Atheists are
forward.
gay.
There's no atheists here.
Was that I bet you it was the 960.
He's not here today.
Yeah, I don't care that much anymore.
We won't have questions on the ones that we're confused about.
Okay, who am I? Colton, am I opening up this one? Oh,
Yeah, the
okay.
one- oh, they
What
won't
was
get
the?
that.
No. What was the deal that it wasn't sharing?
It was, I had to refresh because my entire presentation froze not too long after.
Oh, okay.
Papa know what it is. CCD.
Yeah, I know.
Pulse.
Hold on 1 second so I can try to see her PC
So-
real fast.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Say.
You need that much.
So it's a no. It's a no, right?
Send me one.
It's a no-go. Flying solo.
Must be.
All ready to go.
Well, like, the one with the match up
Shake
there,
my
that's
cup.
gonna cost us. Like when you don't need those.
You find the same website that she was on.
Of course they are.
Did you ask her what website she was on?
Is that the go or else it'll be shut?
Yeah.
By the class or by the little squad?
Throw the pen on my head.
Maybe.
No, did he say that?
No,
Did you say that?
he just throw the pen on
Well,
my
because
head.
that's why this is because you got.
What?
What did he just throw on my head?
Let me see the ball.
Is it what I think it is?
What do you think?
You might want
No.
Right, you're stroking.
There you go.
It's just a rocket ship with wheels.
And make sure you spit on it before you start stroking it. There you go, rub it a little harder.
Turn around.
Oh, now it says red.
Oh, now it's just gotta. Oh, yeah, you made it happy.
Now I got this shit on.
It's a no. No-go.
Oh, yeah, keep on
Rubbing
rubbing
it
it.
from your camera.
Tickle it a little too.
So I would say that you should do an hour by
Is it still there?
That means you.
I don't know, why don't you rub it a little harder? You can still see the paint outline.
No, we're just not speaking about it again.
You know who put nails in Taylor's car?
She's not.
Sam did coke?
That's why. That's actually really
How do you tell when you use
Tell
a
us.
single level cell multi? I looked it up.
I looked it up and it said
Look.
single and T. The TLC and T. SLC. That's what mine said.
Take your time, Mr. Poole.
The single cell it only holds
Is there a
one.
difference between a
You're
single level
fine.
cell cache and
You're fine,
full
take
level
your
cell?
time.
Yeah.
No, I'll wait.
This one says single level cell cache.
To tell you the truth, it usually happens when people are going to. And if you're going to school, you're not going to get it. And there's no way to know until.
Because I just put down the.
Stop.
Do you think it's this one then?
I will draw on the laptop.
How do you know?
Well, I'll
Your neck is red.
I'll try to ask
Thank
him
you
if
for
it's
your
wrong.
time.
Hey Jesse, how do you say that?
What?
My name? No, I will find out.
Just
Wait, you spoil anything?
You know who put nails in Taylor's car? And two of them, so she can even change them.
What did you have?
Okay.
How did you know about that?
Bobby was pointing you at.
I can't believe someone did that. That could be my car.
Well, you did add two slot drives. Show the specs.
Oh, somebody
Download
bought it.
it.
Over your bumper.
Spec sheet.
128.
You know, they always say the same thing. I've never gone to any other site. Oh, except for this, and except for that, and except for this.
Hey, you need to call them back for like.
You got more than enough time. What time's our class in?
1144.
You got more than enough time.
One shot per round.
Oh, multi-level cell.
We just
Go ahead.
put the nails in the
Okay.
one card.
It's that.
You put the nails
Sorry.
in the one card.
Alright,
Oh.
I'm here today as Bob the Builder from Colton's Computer Parts. We're a distribution company for hard drives. And I've been informed you are looking for cost-efficient SSD, 250 gigabyte and a 1 terabyte hard drive for the home motherboard, the ASRock H178X1.
Well, moving forward to your back, it's wrong.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And the ASRock motherboard takes SATA ports of 6 times SATA 3. And the HP S700 is its size is 250 gigabytes. The max sequential read up to is 550 Mbps, and the max write is 515 Mbps. And for the it's 55,000 IOPS and 80,000 IOPS for the read, and then the write.
TLC, MLC, or SLC?
That's on the next slide.
Yeah.
Answer the question.
Whoa, go back.
Okay,
Wait,
now go back.
go
So
back.
this one's TLC, and his
Back.
IOPS, his IOPS, instead of being 98,000 and 90,000, are you sure read and write are backwards right there? Those got to be backwards.
No? Yeah, did that just straight
It,
off?
it reads slower than it writes.
Nah, that's gotta be.
That didn't make any sense. I think your IOPS are backwards. But
Nope.
my point is that the reason the IOPS are so much slower, almost half, as they were on the MLC, is because it's a TLC drive. So it's writing to the same spot up to 3 different pieces of data as opposed to only 2 pieces of data, so it takes that much longer to do it.
Ignore that transfer rate as for the cable. The buffer is 32 megabytes.
What's the cost?
Plus, it's not
Can you
that
go
anyway.
back?
Go back to
Can you
that.
go back?
It wouldn't be 3 anyway. It'd be 6.
Yeah, my bad.
If you
I
say
told you it was
3,
wrong.
6
70
gigabits.
divided by
I mentioned it was wrong.
the cost.
Okay, and what's our cost? Have we gotten there yet?
Hold on.
28 cents per gigabyte.
Can you go back all the way to the beginning of your presentation? I'm sorry.
You are
Just
so
go back to
mean.
the slide. Did we do an introduction? Okay.
Yes, I
go
introduced
forward
myself.
1. Go forward 1.
Oh, I thought you were gonna spin all the pictures.
Go forward 1. Okay. I'm good. I'm back caught up. Sorry, I was distracted by our
Give me a
issue.
sec.
And as we said a minute ago, it is TLC, which is able to take 1 per cell.
Did it actually say 2 million hours in the MTBF?
Yeah. For the MTBF, it is 2 million hours, and the warranty is 3 years.
And what's the site? 250. Somebody do the math for me.
I said 28 cents per gigabyte.
70 divided by 250 is what?
28 cents per gigabyte.
28 cents.
Hold up.
And what about
What's the speed?
the
I don't know. I didn't get it.
So that's our lowest price right now, right? 28 cents?
No.
But it's a TLC drive, 30 cents was for MLC. Is that true? Did anybody have any cheaper?
I don't even know what's going on.
That one right
I don't understand.
Oh, I got 27 cents on the Western Digital one. Oh wait, sorry, that's Sharon Corwin. That's not in this class. That didn't count.
there. So, what was the per gigabyte?
28 cents.
Right.
Some of you guys looked out and have HPs in your laptops. Some of you didn't, and you have King specs in your laptops.
Alright, so a little bit about the HP company. That headquarters is in California, and here is their CEO, and that's their headquarters there. There's, the date is found how many employees they have. Alright, and then for the hard drive for the home motherboard, I brought you here today the 1 terabyte Seagate Constellation ES, and it has 7,200 RPMs. Its access time is 4.16, and ignore the transfer rate again. The buffer is 32 megabytes.
Did anybody have a smaller than 4.16? I think I saw 4.17. That may be the fastest access time so far, or lowest latency so far.
You need to go back.
You're way too fast for the road.
Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah, cool.
So transfer rate again, not
You're on your
right.
phone, Jacob. I don't want to hear.
Not right on transfer rate, unless it's a SATA 2 drive, which we'll find out when we go to our link here in a second, which I doubt.
Oh my.
Follow the link. Follow the link.
I'm really good.
Follow the link.
Is there a live feed that we can follow?
$54. Well, yes.
I don't know how to find it.
250 gigabyte SSD. Okay.
Well, if you didn't subscribe to my channel, you wouldn't be able to find it. But if you subscribe to the channel, it would automatically pop up whenever we go live, wouldn't it?
What's
That's right.
live stream Minecraft?
Okay, good. It says 3 gigabits per second, so it's a SATA 2 drive?
That's what I had to have for.
It is SATA 2 drive. You're not wrong. It's just old and junky. Actually, you know, we already said, does it really make a difference? You can't transfer faster than that. So go down to the specifications. Let us see the
I just
specifications.
want to subscribe.
Wow.
How do you do it? Video?
So this is a SATA 2 drive. Is this your home one?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why. We went for cheap. What's our price per gig on this? 5.4 cents.
I don't even know how fast you know, like,
Go.
Where?
Go back to
$54.
$4.
Divided by 1,000.
7,200.
It is 5.4 cents.
You could have known it was 7,200 when the latency was almost the same as the other 7,200s.
This is 1 terabyte.
Alright, 9. And then stay.
I would bet this is a relatively old drive.
You know, I've just given up.
What was the cost per gigabyte?
I don't know because, well, I thought.
5.4 cents.
Is this you?
He's getting angry.
He's getting old.
I don't think so.
Dang.
Why don't you just go to the calendar and click on any video?
Hey, I think Jacob
Go on the
should-
Moodle calendar and click on
What's
any
your name
video.
called?
Our Moodle calendar and go to any video.
Hey, Mr. Cool, did you hear what Jacob said? I think he should get next.
Why should I get
Really?
Because he just called Mr. Cool old. So that's why he's angry.
I
On me.
I mean, that is what happened.
did
Click on the
click
calendar.
on
You didn't click on the calendar.
Okay.
Click on the calendar.
I started adding their names.
Well, because no, I just don't take the other classes.
Go there.
Just
Go to presentation.
Take any class.
Oh yeah?
Hey,
At least I'm
speak
smart
to-
enough to do my presentation.
Take
check.
a go to. Now subscribe.
Wait,
What do you do?
I did
You're like
subscribe.
shaking it. You're like,
Not you or
see that?
Jesse.
Oh no.
Bonk. You don't
Thank you
know.
for drawing the stuff over
Boom
there.
cock.
This is bad. Well,
I guess
I don't think I can access your account.
Someone say something about buffer.
No, Jacob.
Jacob.
Ah!
Hey, what about if it opened?
Yeah, this is what it pops up and it's telling me.
I refreshed it. Maybe it'll pop up.
Hey, don't fish Sharpie, so we miss you reset that.
What's happening on
Oh, yeah?
this? Why is the rest of the show?
Freaking this smart.
I don't know.
Yeah.
More of a headache.
Want me to do the calendar on my
We do a freaking
Oh,
proto.
have
Okay, I think you gotta get it started. Computer over here.
That's her. I'm still up hers up.
No, I'm not doing it right now.
The left one, that's her computer. She had no one.
Here's her.
Metaphysical
Oh, it's Mr. and.
Hey, would you like a
You
Sharpie?
better slide me
Mr.
into
NT
this.
Tech.
You look at Sharpie, just turn it around.
Her is the Vicky, the one that was like,
Vicky.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright,
Did you
no.
find it? Do you subscribe? Did you watch the live? Are we on live?
I don't know, I'm trying to click on it and it won't work.
Feedback.
And a web page is slowing down your browser. What would you like to do?
Toss it.
Yeah, look at all these web browsers. Cool.
I'm just sick and tired of stupid things.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright, know a little bit about this company's background of Seagate. The headquarters are also in California, and here is Dave Mosley, their CEO. And they were founded in 1979, and as of 2017, they had 41,000 employees on record.
Excellent.
How do you find it?
Any questions?
No. How do you find the live stream? Subscribe channels?
Website. And
You don't have a page from Seagate or anything.
kids that use Wikipedia.
Well, you had to find that information someplace.
I did. I put Wikipedia.
Minus 3 points.
See?
There you go, Wikipedia.
Minus
Wikipedia.
That's actually where I
You're
found
supposed-
most of my company.
1 point off for the citation.
Where is it?
I spent it all.
It doesn't pop up as live stream.
What do you mean it doesn't pop up?
I'm clicking home button. I've subscribed.
I'd be happy with
sharing,
that.
Nothing is popping up.
Yeah,
Oh, not it. No, time for 5 review. Retest or re-retest. Or
Go right on the board.
re-retest.
Wait, did I?
It shows
Go
up
right on the
live or
board,
not?
yes.
That's all.
How
That's it.
bad did I
Yeah.
show on that presentation?
I may not have renamed it. Click on it. See if that's what's going on.
It's restricted.
You have to sign in.
Don't look at my email.
No.
I want to
It definitely says right now.
Just
You have to sign into your Google
If
our
you're writing
Google
your name
account and watch
first,
restricted
fuck
videos.
off.
Jesse's a
Oh, okay,
What?
I'll do it myself then. Yeah, but it's like now. Oh boy, we're still on the 960.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, it's a little slow.
Insane.
Really
Speak
slow.
up.
Maybe you
I
missed
said
it
you're a
from
crack
Google.
whore.
Jesse, you made me
You're
miss it.
speaking
Oh,
up.
Jesse, what the heck?
You should
You
pull
messed
a
up
breeze.
Facebook.
Good. Now what's
It's really slow.
So if
Go.
somebody gets
I'm
on their
giving you-
email
Nope,
and they're on
nope,
the screen,
you're on it, it's snaps.
who they're emailing.
Well, if I'm just waiting to.
Oh,
Say,
it's actually really caught up.
TMS.
Oh, you're gonna read that video.
Why do you not
Yeah,
write
I just
English?
It's kind of creepy.
I was writing
It was actually creepy when you just said her, and I didn't know who her was.
Dude, what'd you do
She
while
was
you
freaking
Definitely says
It's
that.
like you
I hear it,
at the
Jesse.
computer.
Does it not let you go back?
You know what you erased it.
No,
On
I
live
tore it in
streams, can you
half
go
and threw it
backwards?
back.
Yes, that's why it takes so long because I set it up so you can
Well,
back
mine's
up.
definitely not going backwards.
No, just does. He's
What's up, my name?
Check out, I see you snatch it back off the
Theater
table.
mode.
You threw
No.
it, you white crap.
Is it the
whore.
pre-read?
I need it.
Pre-read,
I don't have it erased. so I need it.
What's my name? Long Tom.
Long Toms.
No,
Give it a
I need
thumbs
for
up.
accounting stuff too.
I'm gonna
Yes,
dislike
I
it.
apparently have left it set at chapter 5
I
review.
dislike it. I just
Okay, let's see who's next.
2 dislikes already.
Spin the wheel! Spin the wheel!
Wait, Mr. Poole, how bad did I do on that
Who's that?
Melco.
What?
E
Melco.
Oh, it's
Cheese milk.
Why did he call you
No,
Melty?
Harry called me Melty.
Seriously?
Literally.
You were in our class, Ellie.
I know, I didn't pay attention to you guys though. Because I
Oh,
hated
you
you.
only paid attention
I
to
don't
Cheyenne's
pay
freaking.
attention.
No, I hated you guys.
Okay,
You guys were the
go, Miss
freaking
Melton.
teacher's pets.
It was her, not
Go.
me.
Give me your sheet.
Go.
Go.
Wait, Mr.
You
Poole.
No,
guys
I don't
both
wanna
sat
see
on them
that.
one
I
side of
don't
the
Why
window.
you gonna do that back?
You're gonna 5 out of 6.
I mean,
You're cheap.
Travis. Yeah.
What's not
Tara,
better?
Grace.
I don't know. I haven't totaled the rubric. Wasn't terrible.
Makes me feel better, like, standing on something.
What kind of
Uh,
teacher?
I like the
B,
tall
you
one, like,
Or
I can
an A
lean on
or a
it.
2?
What?
I said a high B or an A. What are you shooting for?
Oh, I thought I was gonna get a lot worse, so
I'm shooting for 95.
I'm okay with that.
I'm shooting for
Shit.
110.
To be honest.
Melco distribution. Melco distribution.
Melco.
It was created by me in 2018. We distribute solid state, hybrid, and traditional hard drives. We have partnerships with Seagate, Toshiba, Samsung, and Western Digital.
With all of them?
Yeah.
Whoa.
This is the gaming motherboard. Its target is gaming use. There are 6 SATA 3 ports. There are 2 M2 slots. What you wanted for this motherboard, you wanted a 3 terabyte traditional hard drive, which we brought the Seagate Constellation ES2, and then a 1 terabyte solid state drive, which we brought the Samsung 860 Evo series.
How'd you know I wanted those?
Email.
She's monitoring, Mike.
Seagate Technology. It was created in 1978, but it was later was changed to Seagate after Shugart Technology. They produce hard drives, hybrid drives, and solid state drives. The headquarters in Cupertino, California. And the size, they ship 45.9 million hard drives. But it's weird because Seagate owns Samsung's hard drive business, but then they include that number in their how many they sell and stuff. The revenue in 2017 was 10.77 billion.
Seagate owns Samsung. Is that what you just
Yeah,
said?
the hard drive business.
No.
Yeah.
Samsung.
Well, no, like the hard drive business. First, they produce it, and
Okay.
I don't know how it works. I just
Okay. So Samsung and Seagate basically have the Seagate bought Samsung's hard drive production for over $1 billion, but Samsung agreed to keep producing the solid state drives for them. So it's basically kind of a partnership. However, Seagate still delivers the hard drives while
And
Samsung
Samsung
takes over
keeps
the
the
solid
name,
state
yeah.
drives.
So they include how many they
Right.
sell
Yeah.
Samsung.
So it's a
in there.
partnership together. What they produce is their total revenue for the company. Partnership there.
That is the weirdest thing you've ever done.
The Seagate Constellation ES2, the price is $80. Interface is SATA 3 cables. It's 3 terabyte. The transfer rate is 155 megabytes per second. And 1.2 million hours. I know.
This is your solid state drive, right?
No. This is the hard drive.
Spinny.
There's another slide, so I'll just wait until you guys are done.
This is
HDD.
Yep.
So hers is 2.6 cents per per gig on that one, which I believe is the lowest price so far. Transfer rate 155. So again, you can see that SATA 2 would be fine because SATA 2 is limited to 300, and it can't transfer fast enough anymore.
I need
Me too, actually.
Let's pay together.
What?
Dutchie, no.
You guys good?
Is this only? Oh wait, no. This goes with this.
You guys good?
Yeah. Stop moving on my head.
The warranty is 5 years. The speed is 7,200 RPM. Access time is 4.16 milliseconds. The read-write speed is 8.595. Why is that? And the buffer size is 4 megabytes. See, that's where I got confused. I did 5-year warranty for both of them because I got very confused. So there's no requirement. I gotta wait for that.
Cisco.
You don't have to wait for Jacob. He's not paying attention.
You guys, I'll wait for Savannah.
Yeah, it says that
I am writing as fast as
55,000
I
compared
can.
to the right of 80,000.
8.5.
I'm going, sorry.
Alright!
Hold up. Just hold on.
Yeah.
And then buffer size.
3, 2,
Live stream. Go
1.
Alright!
Give you a warning. Samsung Electronics. Samsung was founded in 1938, but Samsung Electronics makes up 70% of Samsung's total revenue. They produce lithium-ion batteries, semiconductors, chips, flash memory, and hard drive devices. The headquarters are in Suwon, South Korea, which there it is, and then there's their headquarters. Their size is, the revenue in 2017 was 206.5 billion. And I didn't know how to do the, how many hard drives they produce per year because Seagate does that, and then it's weird. And they employ around 100,000 employees. The Samsung 860 EVO series, it is 1 terabyte. The price is $299.99. Oh no.
So how much is it per gig?
2
Come on,
cents.
It's an even number. What?
3 cents. Nope.
29.9 cents. Just
Move the
move the
decimal.
thing
Mine
3
doesn't
times.
matter, sorry.
1, 2, 3. 29.9 cents.
This is the solid
Dude, I
state,
didn't
solid
know the
state
price for
drive.
the last one.
Well, they said, I think it was 2 point something cent, 2.5.
2.6 cents as
per-
opposed to 29.9 cents. So still
Oh,
10
and the
times
transfer
more
rate.
expensive.
Transfer rate is
I don't think that
3.5.
transfer rate's right. Shouldn't have taken it from what I said.
You know, it was better than what I had. No, I originally had 530.
I don't know.
Per
It would
second.
be, it's really weird that maybe the first M2 drives, because those were the first
So should
M2
we put
drives that
530?
Samsung came out with.
Mine
So
was
should
2
they put
terabyte.
the lower one, 530?
Should I put 530?
I need to look it up. I don't know. off the top
So
of
just
my
put
head.
0. He's not going to answer because it's wrong.
Well,
You should.
originally you had 550 and 530, right?
Yeah.
Just put them both up there.
Because that was when I googled the 960, not
Well.
the 860.
That sucks. You guys good?
What was the cost of your
10. No, not even.
What?
7.
Yeah, go for it.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
1.5 million hours. The warranty's 5 years. And the IOPS, the random read is 97,000, and then the random write is 42,000.
What are these? Are these TLC, MLC, SLC? What are
That's the thing. No, because let's see. Look.
No.
I showed you, and you're like, I don't know.
It's MLC, no?
It's MLC.
The same one.
It's MLC. Don't look at that.
So it's neither the two you
No, I
thought it
literally
was.
I looked it up and like I couldn't find that. So I just found some other information.
Wait, so what is it?
I don't know. MLC, what Hunter said.
MLC?
The one I didn't have.
You swore you put 1.
Negative 100. My crucial mistake.
So it's MLC.
Yes. You guys good?
Sure.
Yeah.
Don't look at that. And any questions?
Why are they
And then the hard drive costs, and then the work set.
How much was the cost? We didn't follow any links. I need a link to a hard drive cost. Did we follow any on yours? I didn't
On
see
this
it.
one?
I have a question for you.
Look at that link.
I'm trying
Can
to
you
find
actually
them.
send that to me? If I screenshot it?
Yes.
Yeah, follow it.
Gotta use the bathroom.
No.
Your phone number in mine.
Please.
I don't want to text you over.
May I have the what?
Wait, you said it was, how much did you say it was?
$2.99.
$2.99.
Pause.
You
Let me.
lied to us.
Let me.
May I
That's okay. Don't that. I don't care. Go back to the. Go down.
I use potty, please.
Oh, we didn't have any speeds on this at
No.
all.
That's you had to go.
That's why you got to go look it.
I did go look, but they're funky websites. And I
Well,
just,
it did say
no
550 on their website. I just didn't realize that was the 960.
Why did you change?
So, the transfer rate.
because I trusted you. I thought I trusted
You
the
did all
tech.
that. Yes, just come in.
What's the transfer rate?
550, 530.
550 for like what? Reading?
550 read, 530 write. Because I averaged
Read's
it.
always faster than
I averaged it because I didn't realize they were different
Read's
things.
550.
That's why I
It
didn't.
was a prickly mushroom man.
She took 2 batteries, one black and one red. She was which battery to take.
Yeah, like that.
And then are we good?
There's
Little
definitely some people I know
freshman me,
that
I
say
was
they
so
have like 6
intimidated
Are we
by
good?
him.
I wasn't.
Why?
I had a class.
I don't know. I know there are people that have like multiple batteries.
Well, that's why we run out of them.
I bring mine back if I do take an extra one.
Why does anybody ever take?
No,
it?
I took an extra one when we weren't in here, and I needed a battery for
What's so
that
bad about?
for Slam when you weren't here. And then I brought it back.
What?
When you weren't here that
Are
one
we
day,
talking gray ones or black ones?
gray ones are the new ones, right?
No.
No, black ones.
Blacks.
There's
Racist.
Because we're like almost out. I'm like, how come we running out of batteries? That's why.
Because kids don't want detention, so they just whip out a battery out of their bag and
Yeah.
they're good to go, recharged.
If you have a charged battery, you wouldn't get detention anyway.
Maybe they're not charged.
No,
the
but
battery.
sometimes people
Just-
charge them and then they're most
Yeah.
kids don't.
I know there's someone that like charges like 4 at a time and then they just have 4 forever.
Wait, hold on.
You can't
I
really.
can't say.
So
He's like,
I wouldn't care if somebody said they had 2, but if they have 4,
Am I good?
those are really expensive batteries, and I can't replace them. So we end up putting crappy ones out, so somebody else can. Yes, you're done. Minus 100.
Thank you.
We have 9 minutes left to do the last one.
There's no way just in case none of mine.
Yeah.
I volunteered.
Who?
Oh, you said I was going
You
to
said
go.
they volunteered?
Jacob Richards.
I just wanted to go potty, and then he's like, "You're going next." And I was like, "All right." All right.
Who's the only other person who hasn't done? Wait, we have a bunch of
Will.
people who haven't done
Jacob Richards.
Spin, no, wheel.
Not on there.
it. It is
Spin,
Jacob Richards,
no, wheel.
but he didn't have his ready.
Mine is.
No, spin it.
You gotta spin it. Spin
Spin
it,
it.
spin it.
I did spin it.
Yeah, that was our last
Yeah,
one.
Lane
He did.
was
No,
He
I
spun
wasn't
it.
the last
He
one.
spun it.
Re-spin the wheel.
Pre-spin.
One more time. Just lands on you.
Spin the wheel.
Again.
Henry Hook.
I couldn't think of a name.
You go to the
That's a
bathroom.
real thing.
Yeah.
Just go to the bathroom if you want to real fast.
Naruto done all. I don't want to miss this good presentation. That's 7 minutes long. Whoa. Whoa.
Make sure that's saved.
Really?
That was a project for us.
Hopefully he has it saved.
No, because
It was
like,
the Spanish. You can't
it.
save it.
You can't save it?
No.
Oh!
It's the one because he didn't renew his.
Oh, that's really gonna suck.
That is. Should have been working on it in the classroom in my classroom.
Yeah.
I'm crying for him.
What?
I'm crying for him.
What are you doing?
Well, what? Look how many
Because-
things he has open in my classroom that have nothing to do with my classroom. I do feel bad if that was something. It looked like he was
It really
playing
was,
a game.
I swear.
Well, I can't do
It's a
anything about it
Spanish
now.
project. He hasn't paid for
Go
a
on your
subscription, so we
computer
just
and,
make
like,
it,
back
but we
it
can't
up
save
and,
it.
We have to like print screen
So we-
to
yeah.
save it. And it's actually due
Should have
today.
thought of that before he left the room.
Tell him it was
Go ahead.
I'm from Tom's Heart.
Tell him it was cool.
A motherboard which you'll be using is the ECS AMD supported A55F2 PM2 motherboard. There will be 2 hard drives presented which is compatible with the following motherboard. This motherboard specs has SATA 2, 2.0, 4 of them, and it has SATA RAID 0, 1, and 10. This motherboard is a business motherboard which is used consistently throughout the day.
Do we have an intro slide? Did I miss the intro slide? Oh, it just said Tom's Hardware?
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
go
I
ahead.
have this one. Hard drives. There will be 2 hard drives
Okay,
presented,
go ahead.
which are compatible with the following motherboard. We have first a 500 gigabyte SSD, and it's supposed to have a 3-year warranty. Then the 2 terabyte traditional hard drive with a 3-year warranty, 7,200 RPMs, and 32 megabytes of cache minimum. Both drives are produced by Western Digital. Western Digital Corporation, referred to as Western Digital, often abbreviated as WDC, is an American computer data storage company and one of the largest computer hard disk drive manufacturers in the world.
Apparently was some Spanish thing that they're all freaking out about. So, whatever you were working on that you should have been working on, you have 4 minutes left to finish working on it.
It's gone.
You better not.
Our headquarters are located in San Jose, California. Here is a picture of our
I
building.
took a picture of it.
I didn't have any idea. He told me afterwards.
No.
I was going to close everything, and then
You
they
get that?
said it was something important.
Background.
Gotcha.
First, we have the 500 gigabyte solid state drive. Is max sequential read is 545 megabytes per second, and then the write is 525 megabytes per second. Transfer rate is up to 600 megabytes per second, and the read is up to 100,000 IOPS, and the write is 80,000 IOPS.
Does the transfer rate look correct?
Yeah, it does look correct.
And then my motherboard was only a SATA 2, so it could only.
So it can't actually handle it. You got a really good solid state that it can't really handle.
So speed is what?
I believe you.
Oh, I didn't know this was a rocking chair.
Are y'all
Well, it's
good?
not supposed to be. It needs to move together. Don't do
Solid
that.
state has
Don't
to be
break it.
7. No, that's traditional. Never mind. All of them have to be 7.
Ooh, it's just like how you broke my Spanish grade after I closed that.
It's not really my fault. You should have had it open in my class.
I wasn't working on it, I was just looking at it.
It said CLC.
funny.
It says SLC and TLC
That means
on
it's
the
already-
website.
I don't really understand how it can have both.
We don't know either. So it's 5.
It's 1,750,000 hours before failure, and it has a 3-year warranty.
164.
How much is it?
164.
Divide by.
Put it down, Jesse. What's our price on that?
32
164,
cents.
32 cents.
Or 33 if you're right.
Jacob, what are you doing? Work on your project. It's not like you were up early working on it.
Ended up doing the day one activities.
Alright, we good there?
Yes, I got it.
On his day one activities, he didn't have any time to do his presentation.
Next we have our traditional hard drive. It's 2 terabytes, 7,200 RPM. Access time is 4.2 milliseconds, and the transfer rate is up to 300 megabytes per second, and the buffer is 64 megabytes.
Dude, I found my mechanical parts. You found that? They have to.
There's more line.
I'll have to watch through all these. Jacob, I gave this.
Okay, I got it.
Is the transfer rate correct?
Just go. And you
Well,
can-
his are showing up to. In other words, it's up to SATA 2, but it can't sustain that. But that's fine.
Hey, Svanny,
I see it.
I just took it the other day.
I couldn't find
Couldn't find an MTBF. It's a 3-year warranty.
and the cost is
Is that the first word
$66.
that I put in?
So the price on that is 366 divided by 2 be 0.33 cents.
33 cents.
62 divided by what?
So
3.3 cents
What?
We good?
per terabyte.
9.
Any questions?
Any questions?
No.
No.
I barely got all the information we didn't type it.
It's new.
Anybody got any questions? Okay, the last 5 we're doing next class.
Oh, you
We'll get that. I really do feel bad about that, but you shouldn't have it open in my class.
You're lucky I took a picture of
Did
it.
you take a picture
because
of it?
Mr. Clark didn't subscribe to the stupid thing, so you can't save it.
Why didn't he just make you guys subscribe?
Because I'm not paying for that.
I did pay for it, actually.
You did?
Because the first one we did or whatever, we were.
How much does it cost?
Like $10 or something.
It's the same as a lab fee in any other class.
But we
it's like
got
per-
black
I took a
for
picture of
Spanish.
it myself.
Is it on though? Like,
I saw my computer book you gave us at the beginning of the year.
Were you done?
Yeah, they go.
It's like a bi-monthly for subscription or something.
Oh, so I don't need to feel bad, basically.
Well, no, you still do, because I had other tabs on there, bro. That won't be back.
I didn't have to close any other tabs. So as soon as I closed that one,
You
they all
closed my
freaked out.
entire laptop.
That's not his fault. First he closed all the tabs and then it said,
Yeah, you eat your
I'm closing it,
freaking
bring it
raisin
over.
mixed banana chip, disgusting vegan
Banana
stuff.
chips are
Whatever. It actually looks like ant food, to be honest.
No, it's like chinchilla.
Every once in a while, you get a pineapple.
That's more what it was. Yeah, dehydrated pineapples are not very. Tom, get your notebook.
No.